Helgamo gets the steal. He'll put this one toward the left side post. And the And the 2023-2024 Bill Long Memorial Cup belongs to the Waterford Sharks. Celebrate. What's going on, everybody? John out here with you alongside the Go Live Sportscast. It's a battle for first place alongside the Muskegon Voyagers and the Waterford Sharks. Muskegon coming into this one at 10-2 on the season. The Waterford Sharks 9-2-1. Both teams exchanged a couple of victories, a couple of defeats against each other, and it's just 1 point withstanding in the standings in the battle for first place. So that means if the Waterford Sharks win this one outright in regulation, they'll take first place in the MIHL. When I looked at some of the lineups here today, as you see Trevor Poe just outside the door, so makes me feel a little blessed to see some of his extra camera shots here. It might be a little bit of a B lineup here for Muskegon coming into this broadcast. Again, that's not to say to take anything lightly here. As far as the travel, it's about a 4.5-hour bus ride, and that's what we did before on that side along John Stonehouse. So you bring what you can to the table here, and this should be an opportunity for the Sharks to go ahead and take this victory today if I have to have my guesses about it. But I still think going into this, you can look at a 7-5, 8-6 type of game, because looking at it about halfway through the season, again, we got a 24-game split, so yeah, we're right at the halfway marker here. The Muskegon Voyagers are sitting at a 3.70 goals against, which is quite high all things considered. They like to get it done on the offensive end. Again, what to watch for coming into this game, Zach Grover has been excellent. He is going to be in the lineup today. 13 goals, 17 assists, 30 points. And then the captaincy Riley picture on the back end of defense, 8 goals, 15 assists, 23 points. Unfortunately for the Sharks, they will be without Josh Hill, who's been in those games on the road. 9, 6, and 15 in 5 games. But Trevor Poet, as you're seeing him now, as the Sharks come out the door, they have 10, 12, and 22 in those games set. Here. Let me get some technical difficulties here as we get in through this broadcast here on my side, but I'm going to bring in another pen because mine just exploded for the stats. So the Sharks will come out of the door now, and they will race out into the ice. So a couple other things to look for here is Justin Yoakum will be getting the start. Jack Hudak will also be getting the start. So a pair of number 30s on both sides. Both of the Redmond brothers will be in the lineup today for the Sharks as well. Number 19, Michael, and number 9, Nick Redmond. Again, the lineups as configured. Might as well give those to you right now. Karen Carlisle, Andrew Polosha, and Trevor Pode. We got Cole Helgamo, Justin McComas, and Max Campbell. Hunter Keppel, Michael Redmond, and Spencer Bowman. And then on the defensive side, in the mix of Chris Seeley. And you have another new addition here today as far as the Sharks, because Aaron Shaheen has been called up. I know that one is Segal for 26.
Sharks, number 9, Nick Redmond. Number 13, Trevor Poe. Number 16, Kieran Carlisle. Number 24, Chris Seeley. Number 61, Andrew Polosha. And in net, number 30, Justin Yoakum. May you all please rise with your hats for the play of the national anthem.
We'll jump right in after the anthem. So again, I gave you the particulars as far as lineups and everything else across the board, but that's not to say to take anything lightly, because last time in Muskegon, when these teams met a couple weeks ago, Muskegon was able to take a 7-6 victory in overtime. So this will be essentially the fifth meeting between these teams. Again, they have 4 teams now in the league, so there are going to be several more of these. We're not going to see Muskegon on home ice until the final weekend series on March 1st and 2nd, Saturday and Sunday side. So this should be a good one. Again, this is a battle for first place, and there will be a lot to get to in this one. So sit back and enjoy it. So we're going to get set here for the opening draw. Kieran Carlisle going to get set to take it, and we're underway in the Red Rink at Lakeland Ice Arena. My name's John Ott, alongside the Go Live Sportscast. This should be a good one, as this one goes all the way back on the opposite end. Picked up now near the right side of the end boards. And a couple stick chops as this one gets flipped up into the air and toward the right side. Matt McCumber now trying to locate the vulcanized rubber as this is off an outstretched pass. Couple of chops in towards center ice, and this is picked off. There'll be a chance out for Yoakum, and this one will be saved with the left pad. Back in behind the net is Chris Seeley now, off the spin and turn, trying to go ahead and pick it up. This will be sent back down the ice, and it will be blown dead against the Sharks. So an icing here with 19:17 left to go in the first. Again, I might not have to do as many score clock call-outs here because all that stuff you're going to be able to see that on the board. So I will pace myself because I normally like to keep it like a radio broadcast. So D-zone draw here for Waterford. Again, battle for first place is on the line, as this will be won by Zach Grover. Back to the D side. Shot goes off the left of the bar and back in behind the mesh, as this will be sent back around here for Zach Grover, who eludes a hit. And toward the left side, Dot Sharks will emerge and take the long flip back down the ice. And they'll have to ice it again. So not be able to take their full change of everything that they want unless they already committed a couple. So a couple times when you've seen Muskegon this year, like when it was a good first period for the Voyagers over the last few times we saw them, and then after that the Sharks toward the back half of the 30 minutes, we're kind of taking control of the game. We'll kind of see if we walk into that again. Joe DeFay on the back end as Zach Grover going to get set to take this one again. And this will be a D-zone draw. One as Redmond now off the back pass. This will be flipped back in behind the net and toward the left side boards. They're just able to get out here. Redmond able to escape. Now on a one hand, as this one will get sticked away. And now the Voyagers, as a big hit gets eluded there. Spencer Bowman was trying to lay the boom, but that was a good reverse. As the Sharks will escape out of their own net. Bowman, a little bit of an overplay there with the puck. As this will go back now for Muskegon. Chance right side dot, saved by Yoakum. Big rebound. He finally got a chance to corral it on the second effort. Josh Schaefer was the one that let it fly. Andrew Taylor now going to go ahead and take this draw as this one goes back in behind the end boards. And Bowman will just leave it back in reverse around to Redmond here. Michael Redmond trying to escape out of his own end. This will be a long saucer feed, a little stick out of the air for Riley Picture as this goes back in behind the end boards. For Gleason. Leave it now here for Picture. And he gets thefted for a moment. Chance, and then the Sharks score! Michael Redmond! Right at 17:49. That's a good start for Waterford. Michael Redmond with the back pass out in front and kind of just finds its way toward the right side post and in. So I know Zach is going to give us announcements across the board, and I'll write that in, but that should be an opportunity for Redmond, as this will be sent back in behind the inboards. So unassisted for Michael as he draws into the lineup. And good start here for Waterford is Chris Seeley now. And on the prowl, this will be flipped in and toward the right side board. Stopped by Yoakum. And played in back behind the end for Brian Danielson. Intercepted now. And toward the left side blue line and sent back in around the end boards. Segal will try to go ahead and give chase alongside Bowman as it gets turned over right in the middle of the slot. Now Picture gets his shot blocked as this goes in toward the right side inboard. Sharks, here is a good breakout pass. It's Redmond again, scores! How do you do, Michael Redmond? One away from a natural hat. We just getting this party started. Good outstretched pass there for the Sharks. That was sauced from 160 feet. And Redmond finishes it off beautifully. That might have been Kieran Carlisle off that breakout pass, too, that I saw that as this gets iced against the Sharks. So Brian Danielson in his second straight game here for the Sharks, and I'm picking a point up here early, but that was a glorious pass as this is toward the right side. Long shot to Fay. This one gets sticked up and out of play. Little heavy artillery here for the Waterford Sharks early. They will take it. But that'll be a pass you can replay a bunch of times throughout this broadcast, that's for sure. Zach Grover now in toward the right side, dot to Fay. Keep it in. He'll take a long flip as this one bounces up into the netting. We'll stay right where we are. Well, if you're just joining us, you already missed quite a bit. Michael Redmond experience. He's already got two. He's one away from the natural here. And we got tons of time left to go in this one. It's Justin Yoakum against Jack Hudak, a pair of 30s. This will be another D-zone draw. This one won here for the Sharks as this goes back in behind the end boards. Try to break out here right to left as the pass gets knocked away from McComas. Able to stay onside now, Max Campbell off the flip, and Redmond will get a chance to steal. Nick now. Go ahead and hold here for a moment as Chris Seeley now will go ahead and try to join in off the rush as Hudak gets a chance to play this with the stick blade. Back in behind the end boards, we get an inadvertent whistle here at 16:08. We'll see what the call is, if any. And again, I know what Zach is shouting on here on this side. Again, I'll mention it as well. Alongside the Super Bowl squares, it's alongside the Frozen Fish Fiasco at Clark Park on February 1st. This one toward the outside. Trevor Poe, watch this one go up and on a play. We'll do it again. But any of the Super Bowl squares they got going on, we'll fund it for in Clark Park when they play, I believe, against the Warhawks. That's a 9:30 a.m. start. Kieran Carlisle will go ahead and take this O-zone draw as we're 4 minutes expired into the first period. As this is sent back in around the end boards there. Jake Prober got to get back on his horse and clean it up as this will be recollected here for Muskegon. When's the push going to come here after the couple of goals for Redmond? Mr. Good block in toward the right side boards as players come together across the wall. They'll be outletted off the backhand. A little soft flip there as the Sharks able to push ahead. Polosha will lose it. And now in toward the right side boards, it's Gleason. Now in off the rush. He gets bumped off the puck. The puck is really loose out in front. That was just brushed away by the Sharks defense, but it's in behind the mesh now. Couple of bodies. for the Sharks in toward the right side boards as they'll matriculate on the other side. And some thunderous contact now as the players are starting to get into it. Yoakum in the butterfly near the left post as the Voyagers are buzzing. This one will bounce in off the end boards and Yoakum will close the 5-hole down right at 14:59. That was a good shift there from Muskegon. See if they can build on that a little bit more. John Hunter with you alongside the Go Live Sportscast. I know Terry Ficcarelli's on the other side of the booth for Muskegon, but I appreciate you joining us on the video feed as well. If you want to follow along, I'll try to link that out early. D-zone draw will be chased for. Now for the Sharks is Danielson, able to get this one ahead. Bowman will watch as this goes forward here. Sharks off a back pass. This one is turned over. And they'll try to gain the entry off the flip. The Sharks see it. Go ahead and corral this right in through neutral. A couple of pickups there for Michael Redmond. Taking a hit. That was a good one there and toward the right side boards. But Redmond's going to pop back up now as the Sharks will get this one across the neutral. There was a battle for it for a moment. As this goes now near the right side boards off the sauce. And that doesn't find anybody. It goes back to the neutral. And Muskegon's going to have to start this one again. Toward the right side, off the drop. The chance out in front of the backhand. This one sticked away. Good step up there for Segal. Wipes his man out, but it's a 2-on-1 developing and a good stick chop the other way. This one's sent toward the right post. Action starting to get fast and frantic here. Sharks will go ahead and spin and turn. Start this one again with Michael Redmond, who's already got a couple. Michael's in his own end right now. Leave it back. Danielson will break out ahead. He'll get a chance to play the Vulcanize over for a moment. His pass pinballs off the boards, and this will be picked off. Be an opportunity for Schaefer now. Try to gain the rush. Saw by Yoakum. He'll fall on it. Swan dive. 13:33. So we can say the physicality is perked up a little bit in this game between these two teams. And I think that was something that we can always say that we would see. Speaking of goals as well, we'll talk about that going in. I didn't want to try to make too many claims about who was going to win, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of goals in this one nonetheless. Cole Helgamo. As this goes back and behind the end boards here for Schaefer. Start this one again. Good interception. Helgamo now near the right side. Got McComas with him, but that was a little bit too far away. McComas now going to try to find this into the left side boards as he gets knocked down off a pin. And a good body contact there with a hit. Helgamo now trying to keep this alive and off the board, so he'll send it toward McComas off the drop. And Redmond now. Nick will go ahead and try to get on the back skate toward the right side. Good hit there for Redmond for a moment. And they're going to have to try to finish this one again to the right side, and Yoakum's got it. So physicality more and more in this game than we've seen in between Alpena and the Warhawks here for the Sharks. And I think we're going to have to consider that a formality as we continue this broadcast. This will be a D-zone drive for the Sharks. Schaefer on the off wing as Zach Grover will take it. Shot on, and this one is solved by Yoakum with the right pad. It's still loose, though. Chance out in front a couple times. Somehow that did not go in. Slap shot. This one gets blocked. Here's Polosha now. Near the right side off the stick drag. He gets tied up a little bit with the stick blades. Good defense there. Off the back skate for Muskegon. It's still loose. Right side. Prober sends it to the net. Hudak makes the save. And now Muskegon able to dodge some of the danger. They'll take a long flip as this one bounces, but Prober's right there. He'll just backhand this one gently here to Pode. And a lift will go back here to Jake as this bounces off the referee. About 12:05 left to go in the first. John Hunter with you on the call. It's a couple of goals alongside Michael Redmond as this is near the left side boards. Sharks will steal. Pode now trying to give chase into the left side boards. And no icing, says the referee, as this one will go all the way back. A little bit of a chase there for Joe DeWitt as the Sharks now try to break out. Here's a long shot. Hudak gives up a rebound, and this one will be flipped back down. There'll be an opportunity for Segal to get a chance to collect it again. He'll take a timeout essentially behind his own net. As Connor Hilliker will go ahead and give watch. Here's Seagal. His pass will chop a couple times. It got stick down for the Sharks, and now Muskegon able to go ahead and find entry, but they have to take a big hit near the right side boards. This will be an opportunity for Muskegon off the long shot, saved by Yoakum. He was leaving it near the right side post. Another hit gets finished, and this is saved by the left post here for Yoakum. Opportunity now off the touch. Joe DeFay will send this one in. We'll see what Muskegon can do off the back pass. This is a shot that gets blocked near the left circle. Might be a break opportunity for Michael Redmond, who's already got two. Here's a shot. This one will hit the glass. Go back around now for Bowman. Good press ahead. And now Danielson on his back skate. Sharks have numbers back. And a good poke check will knock this out of the zone a couple times. As Nick has the puck. Couple opportunities there near the right side blue line. On his backhand, trying to make something happen. What a dipsy doodle as this pass just eludes everybody. We had a small phone booth there near the left side blue line, but he got through it. This one will be iced. Almost halfway now through this first. Again, it's a little bit of an earlier start here as we were on the airwaves, about 5:35 officially. So I wonder if a couple of adjustments on the clock for a couple hours are going to affect any of these players. I wouldn't think so. You'd be amped up for a battle first place like this. McComas now in off the off wing as Campbell will take the draw. He can't win it. Sharks will keep it in as this will be knocked away. Here is Muskegon off the long shot, and Yoakum will swallow that one up for Ryan Gramber. Shot board seems pretty even right now. If I had to guess, somewhere around 12 and 12 between both sides. Hudak had to deal with a lot of chances early. This one will go wide, which kind of kept in off the back skate here for Muskegon. And toward the left side boards, another good hit. And to the right side is a crunch. Try to see who emerges with this. Picture now. We'll give and go. Go to the left side. Here's a slap shot. And this one will be saved by Yoakum when we get a maybe hand in the air here with 9:37 left to go in the first. As we get a camera shot of Max Campbell. Looks like we might be getting a call against Muskegon here with 9:37 left in the first. As this is Kieran Carlisle, long shot. This one will get deflected. This one back around Danielson. Good elude as this goes in near the left side boards. Sharks try to get in and across the boards now. Couple of chops, and this will be sent back down the ice. Recollected here for Trevor. And on his own end. And this will be blown dead against the Sharks. Zach Grover going to try to win this O-zone draw. Good contest there for the Sharks to pick this up right in the middle of the slot and to win that right off the draw and his hustle in the middle of the dots. They settle back down to Fay. Gets his pass picked off. Carlisle. He'll leave it. And toward the left side boards off the spin. It'll be Seagal now. As lost it there was Palusha. Seagal on the back skate alongside with Danielson. There's a good touch pass there and a good back check for Carlisle as he knocks it away with the stick and toward the right side boards. Danielson now trying to be the first to get to it off the pin. We'll get this one here for Palusha. Palusha will kick it back to his skates and get this one from 50 as the Sharks gain the left side. Here's a centering feed. This one gets knocked away. Seagal stuck in his own end for a moment. This will be circled back around by DeFay. Muskegon now trying to break out from left to right. Again, they are in the road whites in the mix with the black pants and the green and black stripes. Now is the Sharks. And off the backhand with Michael Redmond, who's already got a couple. Redmond now will watch it on the back skid as a pair of 19s. For Josh Schaefer tries to get to the puck. Sharks able to stick this one aside. Good brush ahead. And this will push the Muskegon Voyagers all the way in their own end as Redmond never stopped hunting the puck there. 7:40 left to go in this first. As this will be just wide of Hudak. Spencer Bowman slowly plays this in off the wall as we recollected here for Hunter Keppel. Now in toward the right side blue line. Rister, this one deflected, and a good block there as it puts the Muskegon bench up to their feet. Now in toward the right side boards. Sharks still keep this one in. Here's an opportunity for Nick. Now in toward the right side boards. He finds Bowman. Here another battle for the puck as this is in the right side. And back him behind the mesh. We'll see if Muskegon can hold this for a couple of seconds, but Chris Seeley will go ahead and gain this blue again. As this goes back and behind the end boards here for Hunter Keppel. Stick chop knocks that one out of the way and brushes him off the puck as Seeley now tries to find it. This one is knocked away from him. He tries to get a stick lift from behind. Couldn't do it. And this is an opportunity now for Muskegon as they'll go ahead and fire it in. Now the right side, Muskegon takes a big hit into the right side boards. And the Sharks try to emerge with it now for Redmond. He'll spin and turn. Michael will be pinched against the boards. Cole Hogamo now will join in. Jake Prober will send this one on the left side boards again. A lot of puck possession here for the Sharks in the offensive end. They already have a 2-0 lead, and that's kind of what you want to see. Prober will go ahead and give way just to make sure he's the last man back if needed as the Sharks go ahead and break out. And Redmond does so nicely. Nick Redmond now toward the right side. Here's a long wrister. This one will kiss the glass. Kept in by Hogamo. Try to send this one toward the net. Another slap pass opportunity there for Nick. Toward the right side, dot chance, solved by Hudak, big rebound. And Prober's not going to be able to get there as Groff off the inside out. Tries to stay with his man into the right side boards as he'll circle in around the mesh and another thunderous hit. It's been a good physical game. Hudak now will play it back in behind his own net as Muskegon will slow it down. Hopefully have some of their forwards take a change. This has been breathless action so far. Segal will go ahead and hold the puck. It's a little bit of a flutterer there, a little misplay, and Muskegon now will go ahead and flip this one in, try to gain some ice as Max Campbell now will lurk into the right side off the flip. It's too far for Pode. Not the touch. Here's a long shot, and Yoka makes an awkward looking save there, but he did off Matt McCumber as it's 4:55 left to go. We're underneath 5 of the first frame as it was knocked away from McComas. Good opportunity now for Muskegon off the blast, but it hit the glass. That was Zach Grover that let the slap shot fly. Now in toward the right side. This is sticked away off the long stretch again. Here is Grover. He'll slow it up. Good sauce feed. Off the windmill. Muskegon tried to get a shot in toward the net, but this one gets blocked. And on the left side boards now is Segal. And picked up by Polosha. Waterford now will get this off the forehand. This will try to be sent in for Trevor Pode. It's blocked for a moment. This one will also hit the glass as the Zebras are doing some house cleaning here. And near the right side red line. Picked up now for Kieran Carlisle. He'll get it sticked away. As this is an opportunity, Bowman's chance. We'll just go outside the zone for Danielson, and he'll send it back to his defenseman. Chip in off the boards. As Muskegon now will start it again. A lot of neutral zone battle here, but when you get into either offensive end, it's a lot of physicality to pay the price for those body checks. So going to need some ice bags at the end of this one. Chris Seeley will go ahead and flip it in. That one was not touched. It'll be iced. 3:37. Just shy of 6 o'clock on the East Coast here. John and I here with you alongside the Go Live Sportscast. It's been a good action-paced game here. A lot of physicality. As Michael Redmond, a couple of goals here in the mix of 17:49 and 16:56. This puck will go up and out of play. We'll stay right where we are in the zone. Redmond can't win it, and this will give Muskegon some pressure near the right side boards, and off the long flip, this will be gloved back down as Bowman will survey. And behind the inboards, try to get picked up here for Nick Redmond. Be a good sauce flip. This will be recollected now. And across for Hunter Keppel. Chris Seeley now trying to give chase off the back skate. He's been non-stop motor here for the Sharks, and that's what you like to see on the defensive end. Especially when you don't have Joe Gibbs or some of the other ones joining in today. You got to be able to bring that defensive effort on the top line against a Muskegon attack like this. So we're going to get our first penalty of this game. With 3 minutes left to go here in the first. And this will be an opportunity right now for the Muskegon Voyagers to try to draw ever closer here. I don't know if I would clarify this as a must score, but this is definitely a way to build momentum and run that power play if you can get puck possession. They'll flip off the glass now, and Polosha go ahead and turn on the burners. So Chris Seeley is going to get a hooking call as this is now near the right side boards off the spin and turn. Trying to get recollected here for Zach Grover and near the right side boards. Couple of chops as this is still live now off the flip. This will be sent back down. Hudak will leave his crease momentarily. Now he'll go right back in as Riley Picture get a chance to get this one jump started. It's the first power play of the game here, and it belongs to Muskegon. They're down 2-0. This will be picked up now near the right side boards. This will be cleared right in the middle of the slot. Solved all the way down by Hudak. This will go ahead and try to start this one again with Ryan Gramber. Good outstretch feed. This belongs to Zach Grover now. Takes a hit. Back in behind the mesh. And we'll see what the Sharks want to do here. They try to get the clear and near the left side blue line. And this will go D to D. Back in the high slot now. Picture surveying. Waiting for something to open up near the left side dot. The Sharks will cancel along the wall, but Riley Picture still with it. Pitcher now on his backhand. We'll watch this one go in between the legs, and now one toward the right side wall. Muskegon wants to get the puck out near the left side dot and see if they can. The one-timer goes just wide. Muskegon able to just keep this in. Fake the slapper, send the pass across to the right now. One more touch toward the left side dot. Here's a chance. This one goes off the glove of Yoakum as Grover now tries to go ahead and find it. Gramber waiting in the high slot. Here's a chance, and Muskegon able to find something. Into the left side boards, they got the power play. That was what you were thinking, just with 12 seconds left. And Muskegon is within one, right at 111. That's what you were trying to hope to see there for Muskegon. Good patience on their power play to be able to run it, not try to get too forthright or get too quick about anything. And that was good puck possession. Saw Andrew Taylor, the first of the celebration line. But it's a power play goal for Muskegon to make it 2-1. So Grover and Riley Pitcher are the ones that get the primary and secondary assists, as it's a 2-1 game. A little bit lower scoring than I probably would have expected after one, but again, with some of the lineup construction that might talk about it, but there's still a lot left to do here. This is loose in the middle of the circle, is picked up, and that one shot wide. It was Michael Redmond looking for a hat in this period. Still one more time for a rush, as it's 30 seconds. This one will be able to send in here for Muskegon. Picked up here for Chris Hawkins. And now one toward the right side and settle back down for Waterford as this will be fired in by Groff. 15 seconds. As Muskegon will lose it in toward mid-ice. Again, if you're Waterford, no chance to try to do anything silly here. Just go ahead and take this long pass and try to send this one in and end the first period 2-1. That's exactly what they'll do. So power play goal in the mix for Andrew Taylor makes it 2-1 and answers a couple Michael Redmond goals early in this first at 17:49 and 16:56. And we'll wait and see what the rest of the 40 minutes will have in store for us. Second period when we come back. Stay tuned. What's going on, everybody? John out here back with you alongside the Go Live Sportscast. It is a 2-1 game heading into the second period as the players will head back out on the ice. Again, when Zach was giving us the shots on goal, 16-7 Muskegon, but it was Michael Redmond with a couple of early efforts at 17:49. And then Brian Danielson, who was back on defense, made a pass in near the right side boards in about 150 feet and breaks in Redmond for a wrister past Hudak as we change sides. Again, it was a late power play goal, and alongside the mix of Andrew Taylor, Zach Grover, and Riley Picture, very patient as it was a hooking call against Chris Seeley, and at the 1:11 mark it was cashed in. Again, I was kind of going into that during the live call thinking if they're patient and they run their offense, maybe get a chance to go ahead and find something to feel good about in the period because they already played well, just to find some pay dirt, and now they made this a one-goal game. Again, if you're just joining us, the battle for first place in the MIHL is on the line, and Waterford would have to win this game in regulation to overtake Muskegon. So we're underway now, and Nick Redmond will send this in alongside for Bowman, but the pass gets picked off. And Jim Gleason now will send this one ahead alongside Matt McCumber near the right side dot. Shot will bounce in off the glass and stay in play now as Waterford will try to get a breakout and alongside for Michael Redmond. He was kind of caught cheating a little bit, but you got to make sure you don't have anything open because he's already got a couple. Nick Redmond now try to get in on his horses, gets sent back around for Gramber and flipped in toward the left side boards. This will be stick chopped away and then sent back in as Muskegon will look find it again with McCumber. Take this one D to D. Here's a slap pass, good chance, good block. Even better one here for Waterford. If they can get this one out, this gets intercepted and then deflected out of play as Muskegon was hunting for a tying goal early in this second period. Jack Hudak on the other end again. He was called up not too long ago here for Muskegon as he made his way back. He's been able to play here a few times already as he's opposed by Justin Yoakum. This will be a D-zone draw win here for Waterford, and then we'll chip this one safely across the right side blue line. And Muskegon will go ahead and fire it back in as we'll go ahead and give chase now for Groth. Put this back in behind the end boards here as this gets deflected. And now sent back around for Muskegon one more time and near the right side. This will be knocked away and picked up now for Waterford near that blue line side as McComas now will watch this one get sent in and near the right side. Now toward the left, be an opportunity one more time here for Muskegon to try to find an entry here as Roth will take a slapper. This one toward the right side boards and hums away on the other end. Sent back in now for Waterford off a stick chop. Helgamo trying to find it in between a 1-on-4. And now Muskegon will get this breakout pass. And this one's going to bleed in past Yoakum, I believe, unless this was kept in on there. Yoakum spun around and tried to find it. I don't think he did. I'm going to try to see how this one went in. If you got to look at it, but I think it did. 6:23 Eastern time, right at the 18-minute marker of the second. Was this one just spun around the inboards and kept out, apparently. I thought that might have snuck in near the left side red line. So crisis averted here as Danielson will watch this go back and around the inboards here for Pod. So apologize for missing that call a little bit. I think we had a little bit of technical difficulties on the TV side, but we're back now. This one now toward the right side. Yoakum makes a much simpler save there with the glove hand. A little bit of a heart in your throat moment if you're a Sharks fan. but Yoakum did find it on a third effort. That one had to be hugging that left side red line. Zach Grover try to take this one. This gets tied up by Kieran Carlisle and picked up now for Segal. Good contact there again and near the right side boards and sent in deep as Danielson will watch. Now to the left side wall. Pode is there with him if needed. As this is still contested a couple times with some chops. Now finally in toward an outstretched pass. Sharks trying to find cutting Pode onside, but that one picked off by Muskegon. As this will be sent back in for Matt McCumber. The left side wall. About 17 minutes left to go in this second. We almost had a near goal for Muskegon to tie it up at 2. This one is surveyed out in front, picked up here for Pode. Pode is by himself right now. Take a long shot. This one hits the glass. See if he gets his own send in here. And near the left side boards, Kieran Carlisle off a chop. You got Nick Redmond on the back skate as the last man back if needed. As the Sharks will go ahead and try to find it alongside Chris Seeley. Little outstretched pass. Zach Grover wants it. They'll chase it now. Left side, let's take a severe Eagle slap shot rebound. And that one goes wide. Are you kidding? As this goes now near the right side wall. Another break there for the Sharks, but they will take it as this one gets sent in. So the shots on goal is starting to get a little infatuated on one side more so than the other. But as a hip check is finished off. This one's saved by Yoakum into the right side. That reverberated right in front of us. Another broadcast. As this is near the wall. Battle for it right now as pitcher lost it for a moment. Here is Redmond on his back skate. He needs some reinforcements. Bowman was joining in. And off the back pass, look out here. Opportunity now for Michael Redmond to watch this one go back and behind the inboards. Responsible 200-foot player. Already created some offense and a nice backhand elude. Gains the offensive zone now. Redmond. He'll spin on the back skate. Now he's got it. He leaves the sauce pass toward the left side. Dot shot solved by Hudek. Sharks now have possession. Try to center it out in front, but this one is sticked away. Now Muskegon with possession. Here's Pitcher. Long wrister. Scores! Riley Pitcher ties it at 2. An offensive defenseman is what Riley Pitcher is. And now we have a new hockey game tied at 2. Again, a couple of goals unanswered for Waterford. Responded by Muskegon at 1:11 of the first and 15-16 here in the second. Now toward the right side dot. This will be. So Hudek's going to get an assist here. I know that's going to make his family proud, the ones that's listening in. And toward the right side, thank you for anyone that's listening to this broadcast. Again, it's a 2-2 game now with 14:50 left to go in this second. Opportunity now. Roth really turning on the burners. Find an entry now off the long flip. Will safely gain the red. Again, it's heavily outshot now are the Sharks against Muskegon, but it's a 2-2 game. And now an opportunity as this one's onside. Rister, and we'll see if we get any calls here, but I think we'll stay right where we are. So once we get a stoppage here, I'll go ahead and look at my notes again just as far as the numbers, but I know I got the primary assist there alongside Gleason and Hudek. 14:25 left to go in the second. As this is toward the right side boards. It's a 2-2 game now as Muskegon has a couple of goals here. Now and off the backhand, Waterford will collect. Try to break out here from left to right. Good elude of a hit there as Kieran Carlisle. Sauce pass, try to find for Pode. And this will be intercepted. And alongside Nathan Albrecht. And this is right into Hudek. So Gleason and Hudak with the assist on Riley Picture's goal off the wrist shot. It's 2-2, the only goal of the second period right now. We got 14 minutes left to go. Pope, watch this one get stick chopped aside. He finishes the hit and keeps it free now for Pelosha. Back and behind the net. Sharks try to make a quick pass, but this one doesn't find anybody. Look out off the back, check down and make sure, watch out who's behind you, as this one's picked off by Hilliker. Send back in as Danielson will lurk. Sharks now will try to flip this one. It's out of play. 13:34 in the second. Be an ozone draw here for Muskegon. So we'll start this one with Nolan LeClaire. He can't win as Carlisle does his job. Back on the defensive end, Sharks able to escape the danger. He got Poed with him on the off wing. Carlisle jumps out of the way. Here's a chance near the right side boards as this is picked up in behind the mesh. There was a sauce feed and this will bank right off the boards. As an opportunity now for Hilliker. Send this one in. It'll be sticked aside for Yoakum. Danielson in his own end will pick it up off the back skate now. Settle it down for Segal. Now near the right side board, Segal able to find the puck here. Try to leave it for Poed, who is watching if he can, but he's just going to loop around the net now. Now I'll send it back in around the end board, see if the Sharks pinch here. Try to keep this one alive. Redmond go for the wraparound attempt. This one gets deflected away from Hudak, and a big hit's going to have to be taken and near the right side boards. As Muskegon's still trying to find the vulcanized rubber here. Another big hit, and that might be a penalty against Redmond. That was big contact, and I don't think Muskegon's going to be very happy about that one. They shouldn't be. A little bit of a slash at the end of the play as well. Again, I'm watching between the screen and the real sight lines here just to see if I can pick up anything else. The Zebras might hand one out to the Sharks, and if they do, I think that's probably the right call. You wouldn't get any argument from me. So Muskegon is 1 for 1 on the power play, and they're going to get an opportunity to go dose for dose here and then try to make this a 3-2 game with 3 unanswered goals if they can do it. Andrew Taylor's just waiting the position now and near the left side dot. Right now, Cole Halgamo sitting on the draw. He normally does not take face-offs. But now is as good as time as any to win it. Taylor's going to get this one back here for Pitcher. Again, their last power play was very patient. So Redmond, their center, is the one that's in the box. A good save for Yoakum as this one is blocked out of play. So with Redmond in the box, he's the one that scored the first 2 goals for the Sharks. This is going to be a monumental kill attempt here for Waterford, who's already conceded 1. That was at the 1:11 marker of the second of the power play. Here for Taylor. Taylor get a chance to take this one again. The Sharks will send it down as Hudak will slow it down. We'll get a chance to start again with Muskegon. It's a 2-2 game. Muskegon has a chance in the second power play to take the lead. Riley Picture has got the latest. He'll drop it as Muskegon gains the entry. Now near the right side for Ryan Gramber, who's been really good in this season. High slot now. Near the right side dot, saved by Yoakum. It is loose. In between some skates, a chance, and off the bar. My goodness. As this is picked up now. And near the right side boards. Picture can fire if he wants to. He looks for a pass instead. He had a do-over. Probably would have let it go right in the middle of the slot. Halgamo going to try to kill some time here. And that's exactly what he did with 1 minute left to go in Muskegon's power play. Riley Pitcher find the entry again. Again, kind of like a la Quinn Hughes. That's what he wants to do here for this Muskegon offense. Their defenseman drives their offense. As this is picked up off the back skate, Muskegon just holds in a little touch pass and toward the right side boards. As this will be recollected. here for Muskegon in the high slot. Lets the wrister go. This is off the deflection. Shot up high. Yoakum made the first save, but it's not cleared out. This is now Grambert. Keeps it in. Riley sends it across to the right side dot. Another save, Yoakum. He's been tested here in this second power play. He's been tested a lot. Picked up now to the right side. Grambert, touch pass. And Waterford, look out as this one gets a long flip and near our mesh. They will kill this penalty essentially, and they're going to need to take some changes by the time Muskegon gets up the ice. Long outstretched pass, down to 2 seconds, but the job's not done here. Sent toward the net, they score. Right at the end of the power play, that's going to count as an even strength goal, and it's 3 unanswered. That's what I was happy to say in the live call. I just wanted to make it obvious. The job's not done here. Once you killed it, you got some of the changes off a long pass. Sharks could be a little bit vulnerable, having to change on the lines, and that's exactly what Muskegon did. They went right down their throat and tried to score quickly. We're going to see who's going to get credit for that goal at 10:24 once Zach Gergo gives us the announcements here, but it's 3 unanswered for the Voyagers. Again, if they win this one and take 2 points, the Sharks would be 3 points back in the standings with half the season left to go. So Gleason from Grover and Taylor as another big hit. This one was delivered against the Nolan LeClaire as this is picked up now off the rush, and Hudak make the save off Campbell. And I think we might start to get a little pushing and shoving off with some of these hits, and we'll see if we get more. I think we might if this score line starts to balloon one way. Again, it's 3 unanswered goals for Muskegon if you're just joining us. 2 in the second period. Jim Gleason in the mix with Andrew Taylor and Zach Grover. Again, Grover in this one now has 31 points on the season, 18 assists, 13 goals halfway through. So he's essentially a little bit over almost 3 points a game. And it's just rough math during this play-by-play, so forgive me if I'm a little bit off. Picked up now, Grover off the rush. This was a 5-hole save. Big rebound, back door. Yoakum makes the save. That's a huge one here. Now toward the left side, Dot Campbell trying to get it out. 9:30 left to go in the second. As this one's sent toward Yoakum, he elects to play it and then leaves his crease. As things are getting a little bit silly here, Sharks now try to press quickly, I guess. And toward the right side, here's a chance. Back in behind the mesh. It was saved by Hudak. Again, now he's got some run support. He's got a goal to the good here for Muskegon. Danielson, that one wide and across the wall. This one will deflect out. Stick chop. Sharks, good play. There for Segal. That was heads up. Again, this will be a long save here for Hudak. We'll glove it down. As McComas will give chase. Now in through neutral. This will be Nick Redmond. Stick it away now for Danielson. Danielson now off the flip as Poe gets away from a hit. McComas trying to join in off the rush and near the right side dot. Toward Hudak and back in behind the mesh now. Vulcanized-Erber waiting to be picked up, and we'll see who get it as Poe throws a hit. Centered out in front, and Carlisle couldn't find him. Might have got hooked as well. We do get a whistle. Don't know if we're going to get one there, but Carlisle was on the doorstep looking for a chance to finish off a behind-the-net pass. And we will get one. So, again, my 4 eyes did not deceive me there. The Sharks will get their first power play. So Waterford now gets power play. Just keep it in. Danielson, as this one will be sent toward the left side of wall. Muskegon will find the puck. Again, it's going to bring everybody to their feet now on the Muskegon bench. They know what this game means, and so do the Sharks. Picked up now for Nick Redmond. Near the right side off the drop. This is Danielson, set up Hudak, makes the save, closes 5-hole. 8:04 left to go in the second. Sharks get their first power play of the game. They score, they will tie it. About 6:40 Eastern, and we got a good one. Muskegon scored 3 straight to take the lead. The Sharks still within distance here. This one not cleared off the draw loss. Danielson, high slot. This is fanned on and sent back down. Yoakum will slow it. Leave it now for Michael Redmond, who had the first 2 goals of the game early as the Sharks got off to a great start, but it's been all Muskegon since. And again, that should not come as a surprise. I mentioned a little bit as far as a B unit for some of the Muskegon Voyagers there as far as who could make the trip. Again, it's about a 4.5-hour bus ride, but you can't take anything for granted here, and these guys know what's at stake. Redmond tried to toe drag into the defense, and this one will get sent back down. So Yoakum will watch this one get sent back in behind the end board. 7:15 now left to go in the second. It's the first man advantage here for Waterford. Redmond will exchange alongside with his brother and near the left side dot. We'll leave this off the drop as this will try to get recollected here for Pode and across the wall off the hold. Segal will help free this one loose as it's Trevor Pode back now to the left side dot. He settled down for Michael Redmond off the lurk. Good step through here for Nick. Nick now on his backhand. Try to leave it to his brother right off the wall. Here is Michael Redmond. He's got nowhere to go as this puck is sent back in. It's kept in for the Sharks. A little bit of a fan. And my goodness, Hunter Keppel so upset with himself he smashed his stick into the right side boards. He knew what he wanted to do there, but he couldn't hold. And now Muskegon end up picking up the puck as this goes back in front of Polosha. He's got the burners on. Polosha on his backhand, try to leave it for Kieran Carlisle. Picked up Spencer Bowman, he shoots, he scores! The captaincy for the Sharks ties it. Spencer Bowman near the right side dot as Polosha was joining in on the fun, and number 71 cashes in big time. So this game is tied at 3. That's a big goal for the Sharks. Again, they didn't score on their power play. Hunter Keppel was upset. He couldn't keep the puck in near the right side dot, but the retribution there, Polosha with the burners to make it go. And here we are again at 3. Now near the right side dot. So Groth and Carlisle get the assists here, and the all-important goal that ties this one up. Again, I was going to say, 7-6, 6-5 type of game. That might still be what we get, as this is off the reverse. Carlisle couldn't find his hit. Long wrister save by Yoakum. He's been good in this one so far. I know maybe one that he might want to have back, but I wouldn't even think so with all the shots that he's faced. As this is toward the left side off the backhand. This will be picked up by Pode. He'll recollect. He got Groth with him. Here's a soft little sauce pass. Polosha now find the entry to the right side dot. He will spin, try to stay with it. He gets stick lifted for a moment. Sharks force the steal. Here's a drive. Hudak makes the save off a tip shot as this one gets sent in. Back now Polosha. Send it back here for Kieran Carlisle. That's part of that line that was already buzzing. Kieran now, and near the right side boards. Now to the dot, try to look for a pass in the high slot. Another one, send it toward the net. This one goes back and behind the mesh of Hudak. Carlisle. Now to the right side end boards here. 4:45 left to go. One of the Sharks got to pick up their stick. This is a rush the other way now for Matt McCumber. McCumber off the drop. One more touch pass, one too many. Hogamo might get a chance to recover here as this will be taken away for McComas. He's given a ride in across the wall, and this is kept in by Muskegon. Will move in between the legs, will allow the Sharks to send this one back down the ice. Start this one again with Nathan Albrecht. He'll take a long shot. It's sent in by Yoakum off the corner, and the Sharks able to escape. Good feed now. Campbell turning on the Jets. Campbell, wrister, This one bounced off Hudak and then hit the glass. As this will take a good bit up for the Sharks. And off the clear, here's Danielson off the spin and turn. We got to be careful though near the right side off the chop. The Sharks do get it out. As this will be settled back down for Grover. A little pinball matriculation as this gets knocked away for Muskegon, and Hogemo will fire it in across the red. It's a 3-3 game. Spencer Bowman has the game-tying goal here. Sharks force a steal. This one will go high. It bounces out in front of the crease. Where is it? Near the left side dot, and Muskegon able to find it there for a moment. This will be sent back down. Chris Seeley will get the hybrid ice. That was a close call there for Hudak as the chance bounced right out in front of the left side dot. But we still sit at 3-3. So O-zone draw here. Michael Redmond will get set to take it. Again, if you're just joining us, a couple of goals for Muskegon, one on the very edge of the power play in the mix of Jim Gleason. But Spencer Bowman has just tied it for Waterford, and this battle for first place is indeed on the line as we sit in a 3-3 game. This has been a good one, and both myself and alongside Terry Ficcarelli from Muskegon, I think have been treated in for a good one alongside all these fans here at Lakeland. Again, for anything that is what needs to be set, it's a 1-point lead in the standing for Muskegon right now. So Waterford would have to win in regulation. A tie, again, would give both teams a point in the mix of OT loss here and there. Try to get something in the standings, but it certainly seems like 1 and 2, if we got to be completely honest, halfway through the season, seems to already kind of be locked up between these two. It's just who is going to get the higher seed unless we get something unforeseen with Alpena or the Warhawks. This is to the right side. Long shot will be held here for Yoakum. Yeah, we talked about it going in for Muskegon, and that's part of the reason why they brought Jack Hudak back in there. They'll make that travel over. They need some help in the net. Their goaltending is about 3.66. You can average that up to about 3.70 as far as their goals against. And Yoakum really has been the best netminder for the Sharks as far as the mix of Galong, who's gotten a shutout, and Schwanke, I think, who's only played maybe a half a period or one game. So goaltending might be in a little bit better standing here for Waterford at the moment. As a reverse hit, this one deflected, but toward the right side dot off the try to get picked up here for Waterford. As it gets settled back down. Again, countless for fingers and toes for the amount of hits that we've seen right now, and I mean that. Toward the right side off the 3-on-2. Bowman near the right side, if that will get there, but the shot goes wide and off the inboards. And Muskegon will see if they can press here with Gleason, who's already got one. This will be picked off here for Waterford. Back him on the mesh, and we'll get a whistle with 2:07 left to go in the second. Again, if you are trying to play Michael Redmond on a one-on-one, sometimes the deke moves may or may not work out, but I feel if you're a defenseman, you might be handcuffed as far as some of the moves that he does make. You can't get yourself caught out of position. You will look silly. Again, if you get breakout passes like we did early in this one, he can finish as well, but he does like to skate with the puck and create offense by himself. Those are the guys that you call game breakers. Karen Carlisle off the draw win. This will be settled back down and alongside for Seeley. And now Carlisle on his forehand. There's a sauce pass. Polosha. Good save. Hudak. Didn't get a chance to lift that one. Polosha's got a ton of goals in the season. He's been the Sharks' best man as far as putting the puck in the back of the net. I think he sits at, I want to say 14 to 16 goals. I don't want to undersell Andrew a little bit too much, but he definitely can put the Vulcanizer rubber in the back of the net. Kieran Carlisle try to go ahead and win this. He'll get his own retrieval into the right side boards alongside the Pode line, as this will be picked up here for Polosha. None of the right side Sharks will hover toward the net. We'll see what happens now with Pode into the right side wall. as this will be picked up off the glass. Another couple of hits here. We're down to 90 seconds left to go in this second. Here's an outstretched pass, but this will be intercepted, and Groth will take the flip, bounces off a Shark skate. This will work out for Polosha. He dropped it to nobody as the Zebra has to elude the puck. Settled back down now for Prober. Stick chop for Hudek, back in behind the net. Kieran Carlisle gets a steal, trying to set it out for Polosha, but he can't get to it. A couple times the Sharks have had that in the second period. They just couldn't find the vulcanized rubber in the middle of the slot. Prober, outstretched. Carlisle gets a stick on it to negate the icing as we're down to a minute left to go in this second. It's a 3-3 game now. This will be flipped back in on a play. No, a decent crowd on hand here at Lake Wennesser. I know a lot of the Muskegon fans have made the travel. Again, I always mention that bus ride alongside John Stonehouse. I was so happy to be at Lakeshore Sports Center for games 1 and 2 of the playoffs last year. My hope is that we get a chance to do this again, and depending on the seating, that might be the case. Hopefully we'll have to get John on a semi-retirement here. The other John, the better half. So it's another power play for Muskegon. This will be their third. Again, they are 1 for 2 so far. They scored at the tail end of an uneven strength as we're down to 48 seconds. Riley Pitcher try to pick this one back up as the Sharks get a needless too many men penalty. See if they can kill this one off near the left side of the wall. As it gets picked up back near the right side boards. It's loose, slap shot this one, saved for Yoakum with the left pad. Down to 30 seconds. One more touch pass. Near the right side, dot shot gets deflected. As he's trying to get picked up now for Zach Grover. They want to get this back to D here. Here's a shot that goes wide. And near the left side red line now. We'll trickle it around the end boards. Sharks will get it out. 8 seconds left to go in this second period. The Sharks able to find it. And that will end this second period. We're tied at 3. They'll have to kill the rest of the penalty when we come back. Again, Spencer Bowman at 6:13 in this period. That was a gigantic goal to tie it at 3 because you had the mix of Riley Pitcher and alongside Jim Gleason, who scored 2 in that second. So 2 in the second for Muskegon. Got it to a 3-2 game before Spencer Bowman tied it. We still need another 20 in regulation to decide what's going to happen, maybe more. Stick around. We got a good one brewing. So, Joe and I are with you. I'm going to be set for the start of the third period. I do believe we have a camera shot of Spencer Bowman's daughter. She's the one that does all the fist bumps in between both the players both teams as they come out on the bench alongside the referees and everybody else. So that is always a sight to see. If that doesn't pump you up as a hockey dad or anything else, I don't know what would. She's reaching out for everybody here. She's excited to do that. So I'm excited to bring this to you as well. After the second period, it was Riley Pitcher in the mix alongside Jim Gleason. That made it a 3-2 lead for Muskegon, 10:24 into the second, as the Sharks and the Jaws theme is starting to come out there. I like that too, so that's a good work by them. Spencer Bowman tied it up at 6:13 in the mix of Tyler Groth and Kieran Carlisle. Able to turn on the burners there was Polosha. Did not get an assist on that play, but near the right side dot, he turns on the burners, able to create that one for Bowman off of a secondary effort. And I really should have used that line that Ken Daniels did alongside when Jake Wallman was doing the gritty when he said, "What a silly!" I should have used that for Spencer Bowman because I definitely was. There was a lot of fervor in that one. And it was needed because right now, as we mentioned throughout this broadcast, if you're just joining us here, don't go anywhere. It's going to be the start of the third period. It's a 3-3 tie, and the battle for first place is on the line. The only way the Sharks head out in first today is if they deny the Muskegon Voyagers in regulation. Any other combination is not going to be able to get it done. Again, we talked about within the 4 teams in this league of Muskegon, Waterford, and the mix of the Detroit Warhawks and the Alpena 45ers. First and second's probably kind of locked in. We'll see the way the rest of everything goes. But if you get that top seeding halfway through the year, that's where we are right now in a 24-game season in the game 12. In the game 13, this definitely is a big one, and we'll see the way that it progresses. And again, as we mentioned, with seeding on the line, the way that this is, you won't see the Muskegon Voyagers back here until March 1st and March 2nd to end the regular season. So we'll get it going here. Start of the third period. Karen Carlisle wins the draw. And now Nick Redmond will chip this one off the netting. And that'll already be a quick stoppage, 1:05 left to go here. And the power play opportunity, that'll be the third. So shots on goal were 16-7 Muskegon after one and 20-12 in the second. So they definitely have the edge there as this is near the right side and sent all the way down. So Waterford on their P's and Q's early here in this third have to go ahead and kill this power play. This is the third one for Muskegon. Waterford has one. And if they can do that, they can try to make a dent into this and try to go 4-3 because the next goal is going to be a go-ahead for somebody. 19:25 left to go here in this third period. Oh, what a hit! And we'll see if that draws a penalty. My goodness! That was in the mix alongside a couple of them, and we'll see what happens here. Chris Seeley, the one laying the boom, as we might get a chance to get a look at it now. And off the clear end. I'm just going to watch this in toward the right side of the TV monitor. And Seeley said, you know what? I'm already there near the right side red line. I'm going to go ahead and finish my check. He definitely did that. So Muskegon still has 34 seconds for a power play, but now they're going to get a two-man advantage. So Seeley, a little bit too much, a little roughing, maybe a little boarding. That's a minor nonetheless, but it's definitely a penalty. So this is an opportunity for Muskegon right now to go ahead and take the lead. Tip, good save, Yoakum, another shot in. That was easy. 19:14 left in the third. Can't have those type of penalties, and you get that, you pay the price. So the other thing for Muskegon now, that was just the first penalty. They still got 1:53 left to go, and the one that they just got. I tried to call that one as fair as I could and as neutral as can be as far as the excitement, but there you go. I mean, it's right out in front, and you get that second opportunity off the penalty. It's going to get finished and converted. And now Waterford really needs to kill this second penalty. If they don't, this could be the win for Muskegon outright. So Gleason's going to get his second. Again, I believe this is his first game with Muskegon. Again, as I mentioned, air quotes B lineup in the mix of it, but they're definitely giving it to the Sharks right now as far as the shots on goal, and they're still showing you why they're the number one team in the league. Again, they've been this way in the MIHL. If it wasn't for the Sharks taking them out last year, it was kind of surprising in the sense of the way it was with a 3-0 sweep, and you know Muskegon wants to come back and kind of show them that the three-peats of the MIHL are going to get right back to business. And in games like these, when you get a chance to see each other so often, we'll see the way that goes, and we'll also see the way it goes at the end of March and toward the playoffs as well as far as what lineups will be here. So there'll be a lot to be determined. But as it is, it's 4-3. Good stutter step off the back skate. Yoakum sees it all the way. He'll hold. That was from Nathan Albrecht. So 44 seconds left to go in that second penalty. Again, this one will be Seeley, the one in the box, I believe for a board, either a board or a rough. They didn't call it out, but it was one of those two. This is now to the left side, saved by Yoakum with the stick. down the left side wall. Picked up here for Muskegon off the touch pass. Here's a low shot. Yoakum will hold. That was from Ryan Gramber. "26 seconds left to go in the man advantage." Again, if I'm tracking that correctly, it will be 2 out of 5 for Muskegon if this one is killed. Toward the right side, Yoakum's got it again off the face-off. Only a couple seconds were ticked off the clock as far as the man advantage. Still have Gleason on the back end. Again, it's usually 4 forwards, 1 D in the mix of it as well. Nolan LeClaire going to go ahead and take this draw. This one off the tie-up, sent back by the Sharks. And now Nick Redmond off the pin. 17:35 left to go. Muskegon has just taken the lead. Here's a bouncing puck, kept in the high slot now, near the right side dot, touch pass. Sharks just trying to kill this one off right now, and they will do so as the wrister goes wide. Going to get back on the ice there is Seeley, right in out of the box. Here's a touch feed right out here for Michael Redmond, but he gets sticked away. He might be on the edge of his shift alongside with Nick. And this one goes to the netting. So you can tell me, John Ender with you, alongside the Go Live Sportscast, you flip a coin, who's getting the next goal? And it might come now for the Sharks. It's their second man advantage. The Voyagers have had 5. They're 2 for 5. The Sharks don't have any power play goals just yet, but now is a good time for one. Kieran Carlisle, as this one is lost here for the Sharks. And off the touch, and this is a one-on-one. That's an opportunity for Groth. As he's the last one back, this one will be sent back down. So Gleason's going to get the delay of game. It'll put the Sharks to their second power play. And a reverse hit for Pode. And Nolan LeClaire very slow to get up. His stick went flying. Play is still live right now. Now they'll get the whistle. Nolan LeClaire got bodied, I think, by Trevor Pode in the mix of it. That's what I saw there off the reverse. Pode is coming over to make sure that he's okay. He was very slow to get to his feet. Don't think we're going to get anything extra here as we have the Voyagers trainer out right now. I think in the mix of Alan Stiles is the one that's out there right now. Terry Ficcarelli will be able to tell me. I know I have all the names on there, as I know he's probably looking on in the mix. Hopefully Nolan LeClaire's okay as we get the stoppage here. He dropped his stick and everything. And all the Sharks and the fans, everyone else with the stick taps. He is able to get to his feet. I don't see him putting any weight on the right leg. I won't speculate any more than that. But it might mean that the Voyagers are going to be down a forward here. Especially down a centerman. That could be big. You could have to double up Andrew Taylor or Zach Grover. So 1:25 left to go here in the Sharks' second power play. And this one in off the glass too hard. Groth thought about finishing his hit. You could kind of see it in his eyes as this one goes back in behind the end boards. He's slowed down. Opportunity now for Zach Grover. Try to find it. Carlisle, nice move off the one-handed. Carlisle now as this one gets brushed near the left side boards, and good work there for Muskegon. Able to gain the line. Nice move, but then sticked away as Nick Redmond picked his pocket at the last moment. Kieran Carlisle got Polosha and Bowman with him. Yes, there it is! That one's finished off from Carlisle and Polosha, and we're tied again. That was as easy as you like. Little backdoor feed to the left post. Sauce out of the air, and it's 4-4. So at 15:53, little backdoor pass, and we're tied again. Again, I did say about 6'5", 7'6". We're getting close to that. This one will be slowed down by Yoakum.
Power play goal scored by number 61, Andrew Paluja. Assisted by number 16, Kieran.
So Palusha and Carlisle.
Nick Redmond. Top of the goal.
And Nick Redmond is going to add one here. Toward the right side, Rister, good save for Hudak, right into the glove hand. That's his best save of the game right now, near the right side dot. Sharks did score on the power play. Again, those ones have been big, as the Sharks now 1 for 2, Muskegon 2 for 5 on the man advantage. It's a 4-4 game, 15:27 left to go in the third. This was everything I was hoping for in this one. We'll see how it ends. Michael Redmond. This one kept in by the Sharks, as this is toward the left side wall now. It'll be off the flip. Opportunity picked up off the pass. Long wrister, and this one sticked away by the defense as this is circled back around. Here for Matt McCumber trying to find it, and the Sharks will get puck possession. It is Pode. Pode with the sauce. And alongside for Redmond, and we'll try to see if he can get to it now. Nick Redmond off the spin, still with it. As he's middle of a change, gets around several bowling pins, and then loses the puck off the left side blue line. This will be picked back up now. Riley Pitcher will brace toward the right side boards. Here's a centering feed. Yoakum down. It's behind him. I don't think it's in though. We're still live as this goes down near the right side boards. Here's another chance toward the net. Yoakum had a second opportunity for the life to flash before his eyes, but we still play on. 14-20 as it goes across the boards. Pode lost it. Here's a good shot to shoot. That one gets deflected. Riley Pitcher trying to knock it away. As this is picked up now the left side. Yoakum left pad save. And the Sharks, they might have a breakout pass here. We'll see what they can do. And alongside for Michael Redmond. He'll use the wall. See if he can wait for reinforcements as Yoakum stood tall. Redmond now on his backhand. Work his way behind the net. This is a centering feed. Sharks step up, shoot fan on the slapper. Sharks try to keep it in. They'll do so. Near the right side red line centering feed bounces off a Muskegon skate as McComas can't locate. And now in off the rush is an opportunity for Schaefer. Schaefer now in off the pin against the boards as McComas trying to join in the prowl near the right side dot. This one tied up McComas with a couple of stick chops. Just try to get this loose. Again, it was an opportunity off a backdoor pass. Carlisle Palusha. Palusha once again tied it at 4 after Bowman tied it at 3. One more touch here. And now Muskegon trying to find the entry of Zach Grover. This one gets sent back down. Muskegon take a breath off an outstretch. Sharks did complete a change. There's a goal. We'll send this around the end boards now. Roth takes a hit, trying to make a play. As the Sharks will get it out of their own end. Soft flip, not going to be nearly far enough for icing. And opportunity here for Grover. Off the touch pass, feeds it back to D. 12:40 left to go in this third period. John Hunter with you. It's a 4-4 game alongside the Go Live Sportscast. Battle for first. We knew this was going to be a good one. It's lived up to the billing so far. Settle it back down here. Here for Hitch. Try to get this one nicely now. Pitcher, good couple of toe drags. And toward the right side, you can see his speed as his stick was taken out of his hands. Everybody tied up. We're going to get some fists now near the right side. That's going to break up the play. A little more of a hold than anything else. One of the Sharks was perturbed because they wanted the offensive play the other way. They weren't going to get it. A little bit of a wrestling match, more so than anything else. We'll see how it developed here on the screen. Looked like Brian Danielson got all hung up there a little bit as it brought the crowd to their feet a little bit, as you knew it would. This goes without saying, but I got to say it anyway. Any extracurriculars at this point that gives one team a man advantage could be enough to ice this game for good. So you got to be on your best behavior here, as I think the refs might just make this an even setting as far as penalties, if I have to guess. So in this third period, Gleason got his second on the power play, and the mix with Ryan Gramber made it 4-3 at the 19:14 mark of the third. Now before backdoor feed and off the rush from Kieran Carlisle to Andrew Pawulsha. Nick Redmond got a point too on the power play. Tied it at 4, and that's where we are. That was at the 15:53 marker. We're at 12:16 of the third. So as the Zebras converse, we'll get a chance to take a breath here. Again, shots on goal after 1 were 16-7 Muskegon. After 2, 20-12 in that period for Muskegon. So rough tallies, 36-19 on the shot board. I'll mark that for myself. Again, if you ever want the story coverage alongside Go Loud Sportscast, I always link it out at Hopeless Sports Guy. My name's John Ahn. I'm your play-by-play man here for the Go Loud Sportscast today. I know Terry Ficarelli's got the radio side for Muskegon, but I always give you the full game coverage and story myself and alongside with the broadcast. So that usually comes out. It could be Sunday night, depending on if I have other stuff going on, but usually Monday night it always gets sent out. They'll have it for the week. And after that, it'll be a long time before we catch you back on the air, because the next broadcast for home for the Sharks will be a weekend doubleheader Saturday, Sunday of February 15th and 16th at 7:30 and 1:30 against the 45ers. Last time we attempted to have a doubleheader alongside the Saturday-Sunday matinee, the Sunday game was canceled after the 19-0 demolishing that there was. So hopefully that does happen. The Sharks' next home game, technically, they'll have a couple more on the road. We won't have that broadcast because they'll be in Clark Park against the Warhawks February 1st at 9:30 a.m. That's why they're selling those Super Bowl squares to try to get funding for the trip for both of the teams as well. So we talk about Pode and we talk about Bowman as players to watch for. Again, Pode well over 3 points a game. He was in 7 games played, 22 points, 10 goals, 12 assists. Yeah, it is mixed. He already has. Let's see if he got on the score sheet today. He did not so far, but Bowman has. He has a goal to be able to go with that. But that definitely probably means that Trevor Pode is due. Jack Hudak has been good on the other end for the Muskegon Voyagers, as you knew that he would be. Justin Yoakum, I think, has had to be a couple of ticks better. Otherwise, the scoreline could probably be, 7-4 Muskegon with the amount of shots on goal they have. So offsetting is all we got here after that long delay. So hopefully it kind of enjoyed a little bit of the reprieve and get you set up. So high sticking and roughing, we'll see what ends up happening for the rest of it. So Joe DeWitt. And Joe DeWitt is going to also get his set off as well in the mix of a 2 and 2. So we'll just continue on here. Act like those never happened. As this is picked up now for Riley Pitcher near the right side. Long shot. This one will kiss off the glass. And now Nick Redmond slowly. See if that gave these other teams some energy here. Carlisle, Pawulsha. Pawulsha now. Off the drop, here's Nick Redmond. Long wrister. Solved by Hudak. 11:27 left to go in the third. Getting close to 7:30 Eastern time. Again, usually this is almost at the time where we would start our games. And now we are deep in the third period. If we go to OT, I have to make sure from where I am, I have to keep everything as professional as I can be, because I'm starting to feel it myself as far as lasting the whole way through the broadcast. But we will do so. Now in toward the left side dot. This will be settled back down now for Jake Prober. Find an entry now. Michael Redmond. That's pretty gross. Toward the right side, and he just missed the net. That was off a little L1 button, depending on left bumper if you're on the Xbox. As the rest of the crowd said ew on the side of the Sharks bench. I like that. They knew the skill that was on display. So Michael Redmond trying to take this draw here against Matt McCumber. McCumber's crew able to win this one. Sharks will keep it in. They're able to stay on side alongside Michael Redmond. If you give him space to work, he's going to be able to do damage. This time, they'll set it up in his full face mask, and Redmond gets knocked down. But he'll make the play off the wall. He still got it, so he got knocked down. Now he's still with the puck as the Sharks starting to get a little acclimated now near the right side, try to see what they can set up. And not kept in this time, though, for Groff. We'll have to start this one. Good touch pass. And now Redmond slowly matriculate the vulcanized rubber. He's got that puck on a string, as I believe this one will be offsides. He takes his time, does Redmond, as far as making some of those plays. Say, hey, a little bit of a trip there on the other end. No, he didn't get that call, as we're almost halfway through this third. So Spencer Bowman going to get a chance to take this draw. He'll do so. Winning between his legs. Pode off the drop as this goes near the right side boards. Here's a shot. Hudak will hold it in the glove hand. 10-19 left to go in this third. Again, you imagine that both of these netminders, as long as it doesn't go on Joachim Zenny, can use a little bit of a break. You think Hudak needs to get worked a little bit if the Sharks want to get more of this press and get this game ahead to one side. As we'll get another whistle at 10-11. But Joachim has already had a game's full of work. Hudak has been busy on a couple of these, but I do think the Sharks need to get a little more pressure in their end as the refs reconvene again as far as anything else. Again, the latest goal, Polosha, 15:53 on the power play in the mix of Carlisle and Nick Redmond. Sharks will get a power play. Again, those are offsetting. I usually don't count those in my numbers, but if you have to do so, you can say now 1 for 3. So essentially a third power play here for Waterford upcoming. They scored on their last one at 15:53. Might as well do so now because this could be the game. I do think Muskegon maybe has one more goal in them at least. I think we'll get to a 6-5 if I have to guess. Now an opportunity here for Muskegon as this will get sent back around. Too many men on the ice is the call, so they'll have to have someone serve it. It's the second time that happened, once against Waterford and once against Muskegon now, as we're halfway through this third and nothing all told yet between these two as it's 4-4. Cole Haugemo will ride the left side boards, take a hit, then make a play. Haugemo now bounces in off the glass as this will be recollected for Michael Redmond. He's already back out there alongside Nick. Fake the slap pass back to his brother Michael. He'll spin. Work his way in the high slot. Rister look for a deflection. We'll see now if Justin McComas can get to it. He lost the puck now. And Muskegon, off a couple of tie-ups, they elect not to clear. And then off the second effort, will do so now with Ryan Gramber. This will be Nick Redmond. Good play one-handed. Fine entry now near the left side boards. This will be picked up now near the left side red line. Redmond will send this one around. Now Hunter Keppel on that power play unit. Fake the slapper there. Michael Redmond back to Nick. Rister save Hudak. This one kept in. Michael Redmond off his skates now. Slap shot. Haugemo gets denied. Good left pad save there for Hudak. Settle back around the embankment and flip back down the ice. Good work there for Nathan Albrecht. Justin Joachim will play it 20 seconds left to go, and the man advantage. Really the fourth, but the third with the offsetting. Here's an entry now toward the right side. Trevor Pode will get this one back and behind the mesh. Soft little spin. We'll see if Groff can keep it in. He can't. This will effectively kill the power play, and Muskegon will return to full strength. Polosha now sending it across the blue. It's Pode now off the slow up. The right side, Groth, slapper, save, Hudak with the glove hand. I feel like I'm starting to say that a lot now as the Muskegon netminder getting a sweat on. But I've said that a lot in the mix of the multiple teams he's played with in the MIHL. I've seen Hudak with a 60 save performance, and that is no exaggeration. He's one of the best that we have in this league. Offensive zone draw. This will get deflected and pick back up off the pinball. Matt McCumber, watch this one go wide. Sharks, Algamo. And again, this will be played this time by Hudak. There's a pair of number 30s in the net continue to do battle, but it's in Hudak's end right now. Kieran Carlisle. This one gets flipped up near the left side boards. It's a battle for the puck as this one gets sent back down. It'll be blown dead. Groth will get there first. The score clock and the game clock as far as Eastern Standard Time is almost even here, about 4 minutes apart in real time, 7:33 to 7:37 on our score clock. Kieran Carlisle can't win this one, and Muskegon now try to take this one in behind their mesh, a little a la Tampa Bay Lightning against the Colorado Avalanche. They let their forwards kind of break out long and then get started on offense that way. Polosha, Lurk, there's a 2-on-1, here's a break that Yoakum's going to have to try to save, and he can't do it. That was an accentuated breakout. They took their time. That was a clinical finish there for Muskegon. That looked really good. Honestly, you kind of had a thought of what they were doing. That started from 200 feet, pass in toward the left side red line. It created the space, and then finished off by Schaefer. So an end-to-end breakout play. It was a great design, and Muskegon now has got a 5-4 lead. This one will be saved by Yoakum with the glove hand. So Schaefer has the GWG right now with 7:09 left to go in the third if it holds. I do think we're going to get to 6-5. I think if the Sharks find a way to tie this one up, and then we'll see the way it goes. So pretty close to the score prediction that I had leveled into this one. Again, it was a 7-6 overtime win for Muskegon the last time these two played at Lakeshore. Here's a chance now off the rush. Sharks have a lot of numbers. This is off the backhand. It's in! Sharks immediately tie it up. Sharks had a 3-on-1 off the rush, and they tie it right back up and off the steal. Nick Redmond's able to force it toward the back door. Hudak can't do anything about that, and it's a 5-5 game now. So I mixed it again, as I said, between 6-5 and 7-6. That's right where we're going to be. That's kind of what you expected between these two. And everybody's given as good as they get. Let's see if the next goal is going to win. We'll see. Redmond off the cross pass now for McComas. I'll drop it near the left side blue line. Be a spin and turn now, try to leave. So Keppel and Nick Redmond in the mix of Justin McComas, who's got the game-tying goal. This one can't be corralled by McComas. And that beautiful, ooh, that's a good hit. Max Campbell tried to get a little extra there. And alongside Ryan Grainber in near the bench, as this will fall back to Muskegon. And off the outstretch now, find the entry, take the wrister, left pad save there for Yoakum. As Gramber was the one that let it fly. Game's starting to get a little physical as we get a whistle. We'll see if we get a call here at 6 minutes. I think we will because we have some Muskegon Voyagers fans that travel. Might have the Sharks coming into the box here. They got a lot of talking to right now between the bench. None too pleased on their side, I can say that for sure, especially off of one of those hits in near the bench, near the players' benches. Now both sides are starting to talk to each other here as the refs are saying cool it on the whistles. But it will be Muskegon power play. It's their 6th. So here we go. Toward the right side, Dot Sharks will send this one down. This is going to go a long way. Kill this one, you might have a chance. You don't, we'll see. 1:45 left to go and the man advantage. Try to find an entry now is Hitch. The right side hits the glass, hits the netting, and out of play. .141 left to go there on the man advantage. Voyagers have had plenty of them. And it's one of these games when you have the offensive firepower that these two teams do, you make any type of mistake where you take penalties, it's probably going to cost you. You don't have Josh Hill in this game. Nobody makes the trip for Muskegon. He has been the killer against the Voyagers. In 5 games, he had 15 points. He scored, I think, 5 goals against the Voyagers in the 2 games he's played. So Campbell is going to get a slashing call. Here's a touch pass. Off the wrist. Good block there as it's loose out in front. It was saved first by Yoakum. Started up again by Nathan Albrecht. Toward the left side now. We'll see if Albrecht gets it back. He does. Takes the wrister. And Yoakum on the stand-up. He's got it in the webbing of his glove. 5:18 left to go in the third. It'd be a little bit of an overjoy for me to see this game go extra time because, again, Terry Ficcarelli on the last side for Lakeshore Sports Center was able to call a overtime thriller in a 7-6, and we're almost getting that way now in a 5-5 game. As this one we picked up now for Gleason's already got a couple. Chance off the wrist, and this one goes just wide. Picked back toward the right side bumper. Opportunity for Gramber. He'll send it right across, and this bounces off a couple of stick handles there. And toward the right side boards. Again, good patient power play for Muskegon. They run their offense quite well, and they take their time to do so. I think that's what you got to do. You don't want to be in a hurry. Hudak stuck him behind his crease. He's trying to swim back now as this goes back in behind the end boards. They settle back down for Nick Redmond. Off the long outstretch. That's going to work out for Kieran Carlisle. Carlisle off the touch. That's sticked away from Cole Holgamo. Good back skate there for Joe DeFay. As this will be settled back down here for Gramber. And flip back and around the end boards for Gleason. One more touch pass, gain the entry into the left side wing. Here's a long wrister. Yoakum had some trouble with it for a moment, but he'll hold on to it. 4:13 left to go in this third. We'll get some full sail line changes here. Spencer Bowman going to try to win a critical D-zone draw as this one gets brushed into the corner. Still contested now as Redmond tries to emerge with it and across the wall. This will be stick chopped, and the Sharks will watch this one go back into their own end. Chris Seeley on one hand will flip this one back down the ice. Muskegon looking for an outstretch pass. Here's Nolan LeClaire, who's the one that took the big hit earlier, but he's back out on the ice, which is good to see. Here emerges Muskegon with the steal. Drop for LeClaire off the pipe. And this one picked up now. LeClaire trying to find it off the drop again. Here's a chance toward the back door. Yoakum, what a save! He's got it! 3:27 now left to go in the third as we're starting to get a little pushing and shoving here. Get a little testy as you know we could. We don't want to get called for that extra here. It's not needed. So we'll get our full cell changes here. With 3:27 in the third, and the refs are going to be calling something. And we'll see what it is here. There might be another penalty against Waterford. That's not what you want right now if you're a fan of the home team. And it's just too much extracurricular near that left side red line. I was going to get called. But it looks to be offsetting from what I see on our Jumbotron scoreboard. What do you want to call it? Just say scoreboard. Jumbotrons when you get multiple championships. Kieran Carlisle try to take a big draw here against Nolan LeClaire. Sharks will send this one back in behind the end boards. So Michael Redmond called for a slash. He's got a couple penalties and a couple of goals. And Schaefer, pair of 19s in the box for slashing. This one at 3:09. Left to go in this third. A little offsetting here. As this is lost in between the Zebras. Kieran Carlisle off the pass. And it'll fall back to Cole Halgamo. Halgamo. Touch. Kieran Carlisle. It's intercepted right at neutral ice. And off the backhand. Good stick chop. Knocked away from the captaincy and Riley Pitcher, but he's with it. Try to funnel it out. Good pass out of the air. See if Muskegon can send this in near the right side boards. Picked up off the backhand, but it doesn't find the middle of the slot. Muskegon still trying to survey. They emerge. Backhand. Oh, what a save. Yoakum with the stick. 2:25 left to go in the third. It falls to Hudak. He'll hold on. I want to make sure that I don't black out during the call here, but it was Yoakum doing a little bit of a swan dive, but the puck stays out. We'll check this one in off the replay. Now a little backhand forehand. Yoakum stands tall with the left pad. Beautiful goaltending there. All's critical in a 5-5 game with 2:24 left. Face off. Loss. It's a good stick chop there. Groff tried to get back, and Yoakum brushed away with the right pad. Spun back around now for Segal. Sauce feed now. Spencer Bowman got one in this game. Spencer Bowman. This one gets saved. Back to him off the left side of the post. Now behind the mesh. Spencer trying to turn on the physicality. Here's the slapper off the boards. Deflected up into the air. 1:55 left to go here in this third. As this will go toward the high slot now. Muskegon looking to break out slowly. They'll finally dump it in across the left side red line. 1:40 left to go in this third. Picked up now Andrew Taylor. Here's a vulcanized rubber spinning. Settle back down now for Trevor Pode. Pode will slow it up. Sauce it out of the air. Good pickup. Long shot. And that one goes in behind the inboards. 1:20 left to go in the third as we had some music reverb and alongside the penalty clear. This one settled back down. This will be a race for the puck, and Sharks will get there first. Bryant Danielson will get the hybrid ice. 1:14 left to go here in this third. It's a 5-5 game. Little end-to-end in the mix for Josh Schaefer, and then solved again by Justin McComas at 6:58. Muskegon will take a TO and think about it here. So an opportunity in a timeout like this in a 5-5 game is going to tell you this. Again, Waterford, technically their next home game will be in Clark Park at 9:30. That's what the Super Bowl square is for against the Warhawks. We will not have that broadcast. We will be on the air February 15th and 16th, 7:30 and 1:30 against the Alpena 45ers. That's the next time we will be on the air. The Sharks will have a couple of road games before their frozen fish fiasco in Clark Park. So I will monitor the rest of the stuff on the road stand at Hopeless Sports Guy. Again, when this one's all done and the broadcast is up and running on Go Live, as far as the repeat, I will throw that in alongside Hopeless Sports Guy with the game story. This is going to be an epic one. So an end-to-end breakout. Josh Schaefer. It was at 6:58. I'll have to get the secondary assists on that when they listed it. But in the mix of 5-5, Justin McComas, and alongside Hunter Keppel and Nick Redmond. This will be Kieran Carlisle now on the offensive zone draw. Carlisle tries to hunt for a steal as we're almost down to 60 seconds left to go in this third. Here's an entry into the neutral, and the Sharks will steal. Send it back now for Nick Redmond. He'll throw it off the glass, try to get settled down and along the doors. Done a lot of contact there in between Halgamo and Matt McCumber. This will be a touch pass from dot to dot as Muskegon try to break out left to right. Long slap shot. Or off the glove hand of Halgamo, or off the glove hand of Yoakum, as that was from 100 feet. This is now flipped and toward the glass. Cole will try to give chase. Icing is waved off, and thanks to his effort, and toward the right side off the feed. This will be a bouncing vulcanized rubber. Settle back down for Danielson. I thought he lost an edge. He's going to now. It looked like he was stumbling, trying to get to that puck toward the right side in a sauce feed now is Cole. We're trying to pick it up off the glass. He gets taken off his feet. Still trying to fight for the puck as Muskegon look to press. Back in behind the inboards now for Redmond. That is going to go down to 0. We're going to go to overtime. Both teams going to pick up 1 point. We'll see who gets the extra. Fitting that this game would go to OT. That's what happened last time these two teams met against each other, and we might as well do so now. So Justin McComas made sure the Sharks able to force OT, and alongside with Keppel and Nick Redmond. Again, it was an end-to-end, a beautiful break there for alongside for Josh Schaefer. And then we were just kind of going back and forth to start the period in the mix for Jim Gleason, who ended up getting a second. The Sharks then answer off a backdoor feed in the mix of Carlisle and Palusha. Made it 4-4. 7-17, 5-4. Muskegon, as you mentioned, alongside Schaefer, and then McComas at 6:58. So teams will look to see what they want to do here. Again, we will stay with you and alongside this broadcast, and we'll see what we get as we go to sudden death. I don't think we're going to get any skills competition here in the MIHL. If that does happen, we'll see if we go 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. So development, Nick Redmond busted for a hold right at the end of the period. That is rough brass tacks, I think the 7th power play for Muskegon. When you get that many, you have a good chance now, especially with OT, to try to get the job done. So we'll start OT in a 5-5 game, and we'll see what we get. So it'll be 4-on-3 here for Muskegon, up until 4-on-4, and then we'll go back to 3-on-3 if this is killed. In this 5-5 game, the battle for first place. This will be sticked away, and Riley Pictures got a good opportunity with this team to pick up the extra point against the Sharks off of a holding call, which was very late, and near the right side boards, Groth will make the right play. We'll slam this one all the way around the end boards. So a little bit of extra hockey before we get a long layoff in the broadcast. So that works good for me because I didn't have a chance to get a lot of work this week. Might as well do this. Riley pitcher now. And toward the left side blue line. This will be sauced right out to the middle. Sharks will steal. see if they can do anything here, try to just kill some time, and the Sharks will get their change, at least on the defensive end, as this will be settled back down for Zach Grover. Off the drop, one more feed toward the right side, high slot, now to shoot, backdoor tip. This one high and wide. 3:57 left in the OT, should we need it. Again, ties will only give 1 point across the board for both. That would essentially put us back to where we already are in the standings. Sharks take the extra, they can find themselves in a tie here. Again, they would have had to have got both points in regulation to be in first. So Sharks win this game, they'll be in a tie in the standings. Long flip. This one settled down safely off the clear as the Sharks still have to kill the holding penalty against Nick Redmond. 3:40 left to go in the OT, should we need it, in a 5-5 game. And off the backhand now, Matt McCumber on his entry near the right side wall. Work on his backhand, McCumber will leave this and across the boards. Left side dot, Rister, that one reverberates off the glass. I thought it might have kissed the right post. They're trying to look for it. Bryant Danielson, as the Sharks will just gain the line. Polosha able to force a steal. Karen Carlisle, Rister. This one will bounce off the stick. Carlisle will get to it first. Centering feed. Go back now for Bowman, but offside he couldn't touch. Down to 5 seconds. We'll go to 4-on-4 here until we get a stoppage. Picked up now on the forehand. Off the touch pass. Good opportunity to shoot, but Redmond's there on the back skate. Right in off the box. 2:45 left to go in OT, should we need it. Settle back down for Danielson. One more feed. Just touched the stick of Michael Redmond. And now a race for Nick. Nick trying to go in off the push. And be careful, you don't want to commit too many. As it is Muskegon. And alongside Nathan Albrecht. Albrecht on his forehand. Toward the left side wall. Backdoor pass. Yoakum down. Muskegon wins. Toward the right side post. Back-to-back games against the Waterford Sharks. They take it in OT. The last game was 7-6. This one's 6-5 in OT. So the Muskegon Voyagers take both points. The Sharks do get one, but now they are 2 points ahead in the standings here. So the penalty was killed, but the other thing for the Sharks is you don't get a chance to go ahead and run your offense as much as you'd like to.
Assisted by number 72, Riley Beecher. Technical 2:20 remaining.
So Grover ends up getting the winner. And again, he was the one to watch for. Already had a goal, an assist, multiple points, player to watch for. Muskegon Voyagers to show you why they're the class in the league. That was an excellent game. They win 6-5. So again, one more time before we go here. The Sharks' next home broadcast, again, we're not going to have that one for you because it'll be in Clark Park. That'll be against the Warhawks at 9:30 a.m. But our next broadcast with you will be the weekend series alongside the Alpena 45ers on the 15th and 16th on Saturday and Sunday at 7:30 and 1:30 between Saturday and Sunday sides. So it'll be a long layoff. Again, if you're hungry for some hockey action alongside, I'll be joining in for Cooper Hopkins and Alec Navat, John Reinot as always, and the game story will follow across as we're looking at some of the highlights here. This was a good game. This time, Muskegon wins 6-5 after they won 7-6 on the road a couple weeks ago. So they're still in first. It's a 2-point lead in the standings now, and we'll see what happens when we come back in from these road stands and check back in with you in probably another month or so here. So Jonathan signing off. This was an instant classic. Muskegon wins it 6-5 in OT. Zach Grover, GWG. We'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.